A soldier, an airman, and a Marine walk into a room. This show is The Punchline. My name is Ryan Smeltz, and you're watching Veteran Talk Show. All right, guys. So in case you don't know, we are an affiliate for Soldier Girl Coffee Company. I'm super excited about this because they have amazing coffee. And in future episodes, you will see us drinking Soldier Girl coffee. They also have a CBD coffee. So if you need some CBD, which helps support your health in a sense of relaxation, it helps with your sleep and your overall health on a day-to-day basis, then Soldier Girl Coffee has both that and the caffeine you need. So be sure to check out the link in the show notes. Go ahead and click that, shop around, and make sure you get yourself some Soldier Girl Coffee today. Hey, how's it going?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can now.
Okay. Yeah, I couldn't hear anything. It was dead silent.
Yeah, sorry about that. It's I have to go up there to hit the thing and you get it. So yeah, so I know you're still in. So if we talk about anything and you want me to take it out, just let me know. Because this is recorded, so I don't need anybody getting in trouble or anything like that.
Okay.
But congratulations, first of all. Not too long ago, you got promoted again to Sergeant First Class. That's pretty exciting,
Thanks.
right?
Yeah.
I remember. I remember like private second class, private first class, Molochnikova over there in Germany.
Yeah, it's been a long journey. 11 years.
Yeah. So this is Joe. He was a Marine.
Hello.
He's
Hi.
my co-host. It's super relaxed. So anything you want to talk about, but the general idea is before, during, and after the military. So obviously you're still kind of in the middle there, but I think my number one question is you got some earthquakes over there.
Yeah.
Like so you're a recruiter, but when I was under the impression that was like a 2 or 3 year thing, but it seems like you've been doing it for a while.
So I am a station commander.
Huh.
I converted to 79 Romeo. I'm a permanent recruiter. Yeah.
Okay. So when did you do all that?
I reclassed last year, I think.
Huh.
So what did you start out as?
2 years ago. I don't know. I can't remember.
MP.
You were an you were an MP. Yeah.
I wasn't.
Cops everywhere.
Yeah, fucking cops.
Fucking cops. Sweet.
So I think I'm curious because correct me if I'm wrong, but you're not from the United States, right?
No, I was born in Minsk, Belarus, so I'm a naturalized citizen.
I was close.
Belarus.
Yeah.
He could not remember. He's like, she's from
somewhere
Eastern Europe somewhere.
Can you hold on? My daughter's like knocking on the door right now. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
No, go ahead.
1 second.
I was close.
Yeah, kind of.
I don't.
Who is mowing their yard right now? Bro, you're killing your yard.
That's all right. It doesn't pay. I'll tell you what, these are the cheapest microphones and they are phenomenal. Every time you can tell, like the one we just did with Ricky, that's one reason why I took the corded mic, because if my audio cuts out, I'm fine with that, but I did not want his cutting out. But these things are you can tell when we use the corded mics and when we use.
Yeah, I could tell with Michaelin.
Sorry, I'm back.
No, you're good.
You're good.
So your mom now too. That's like 2 whole jobs.
Yeah, I'm a single mom. I've been a single mom for pretty much the entire time my daughter's been born. So.
Okay.
How old is your daughter?
She will be 6 in like 2 weeks, I think. Yeah, 2 weeks.
Nice.
You gonna get her a car for her birthday?
She's
I got
6,
the
bro.
$200 Barbie house, actually.
Yeah.
Good Lord. Calm down over there. She's 6.
6 again.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
6-year-old getting a $200 house. I was lucky I had 2 sticks. My dad'd be like, go outside and play. You're fine.
So tell me, so now that I know where you're from, I told Joe I don't geography much gooder, but like how did you come to the decision to enlist in the Army? Like what did going back, what did your younger self think about enlisting, and how did you kind of come to that decision?
So I was 21, and I wanted to do something different. And I actually went to go see a Marine recruiter because I wanted to do infantry, but the Marine recruiter wasn't even in his office. So when I walked into the Army recruiting office, I told them that I wanted to do infantry, and they're like, yeah, women can't do infantry or combat arms. The closest thing we can get you is MP. And yeah, that's how I became an MP.
Marine recruiter met his quota for the day. He was really probably out just getting drunk.
Yeah, the Marine recruiter was probably met his quota for sure.
So how long ago was that?
11 years ago.
11 years ago? Okay.
Because we were in Germany, we were in Baumholder together back in 2010. She was in the line unit. I worked for MCOM, so I didn't do anything.
It seems that story checks out.
Yeah. Most of my friends were in the line unit, and they were all like, yeah, we go to the field, we go motor pool Monday. And I was like, that sounds terrible. It's cold out there.
Germany wasn't that bad.
So I love Germany, but I feel like being in the line unit, your time off would have been a lot better than your time, being in the snow PMCS in a Humvee.
I mean, I was only at the line unit for like a year and a half, and then I ended up getting selected for the DST. So the DST for like 2 years.
Oh, okay.
What is DST? I don't know Army stuff. Huh?
Like the drug suppression team.
So were you part of the task force, or were you just part of DST, like under the CID office?
Both.
Oh, okay. See, I don't know. When I got to Fort Hood, they kind of had 2 aspects of it. They had DST because actually, man, I can't remember her name. That's terrible. The ASAC over in Germany with CID became one of the SACs in Fort Hood. I cannot remember her name. That is terrible.
You're a terrible person.
Yeah.
No idea.
She's probably not going to watch this episode, so we might be all right.
I know we're pretty popular. We're not. We're not. Don't worry. There aren't a lot of people watching.
So if you could go back to when you enlisted, is there anything you would do different or decisions that you would make differently?
I probably would not have joined to be an MP because the only reason that I guess I joined to be an MP was because they told me that I would deploy, and it was like the closest thing I can get to combat, as a female. Probably would have joined like an actual unit that was going to deploy and not just hang out in Germany.
So you haven't deployed yet?
No.
The one thing. She wanted one thing.
That's fine. When I joined the Marines, I was like, man, I can't wait to get out of North Carolina. I'll go on a MEU. I'll probably get stationed in California, or hopefully Hawaii. Nope. Got stationed in North Carolina, never went on a MEU, went to Iraq, came home, turned around, went to Afghanistan.
I got to be honest with you.
Germany was awesome because we got drunk as shit in Germany for the 4 hours we were there.
We got stuck there for 36 to 48 hours on the way back from Iraq. That was actually my first time in Germany. And same thing, general order number one, not supposed to drink. Everybody was sloshed.
Where do you guys go in Germany? So like, where are you in Germany? No, like when you were there, like, are y'all, what's the base?
It was Baumholder.
Baumholden? Okay.
Yeah, Baumholder was
In the middle of nowhere.
yeah, I mean, it was looked at as like negatively by everyone, but the truth is, like, Baumholder was 20 minutes from Ramstein, Landstuhl, maybe 30 minutes from Kaiserslautern. I went. I mean, we were right across the border from France, Belgium. I liked it, but then like a lot of my friends, I was close to them in Mannheim, K-Town, stuff like that. Plus, when I got laser eye surgery in 2010, that was at Landstuhl. So a lot of the people that got that had to pay for hotel rooms and all this other crap because they were from Grafenwehr and all across the country, or even Europe in general.
Wait, they gave you guys laser eye surgery for like free?
It's an elective surgery, but yeah, the surgery is free. Everything else, like if you need a hotel room or food or anything like that, you had to pay for it because it was elective.
Yeah, but
yeah,
no, lucky motherfuckers, man.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure it's available in the Marines as well. But back when I had it done in 2010, it wasn't as easy or prevalent as it is today.
Someone lied to me. No one told me that. I wasn't allowed to get that.
Elective surgery. One elective surgery.
Have you used yours yet?
No.
Oh, okay.
Calf implants. That's what I'd get. Don't know why. Fuck the laser eye surgery. I'm going super cosmetic.
I want to talk about her.
Okay.
The general idea of this is, of course, our goal is to stop veteran suicide and help those affected by sexual assault, harassment, addiction, recovery. So we actually just got done talking to Ricky Johnson. So I'll send you a link to that episode when it comes out because he's a good dude. He was in the Marines. But I also want, if someone watches this, you're kind of, I feel like you're someone that's a role model for others, especially given how far you've come, what you've accomplished, because how many females are out there that might want to join the military and can look to you. Now they see it can be done. I mean, Sergeant First Class, the majority of the Army retires as a staff sergeant. So you've already exceeded the norm in that sense. So I guess I'm kind of curious if you were talking to someone like that, which I guess that's kind of your job. What's some advice you would give to someone if they're coming into the military and they want to be like you when they grow up?
Yeah, I mean, it kind of is like part of my job, but I mean, pretty much, I guess, like the biggest thing that I can tell them is that, you really like, you're your own stopping factor. Like a lot of people, when they kind of like see adversity, they're not resilient. It's like a great Army word, that whole like resiliency thing. But like they're just not, and they're like, all right, well, someone told me that this is as far as I'm going to get. And it's kind of like, all right, well, how far do you want to get? What do you want to do? And pretty much saying like, what's important to you. And if something's important to you, then you're going to do whatever you can to get there. And if it's not important to you, you're not going to put the effort in. Actions speak louder than words, I guess.
That reminds me of that video I always listen to with Eric Thomas. He talks about.
I have no idea who Eric Thomas is.
I gotta send you that video.
Okay.
But he basically says something similar to what she just said, but he's like, money is not a strong enough factor. So it's like, if your why behind the what isn't motivating enough, then what's pushing you forward? What's gonna push you to accomplish your goals?
Where are you recruiting out of right now?
I'm in Kentucky now. I'm in the capital of Kentucky. I got an hour north radius, an hour south radius, an hour east, and an hour west. So it's like a relatively big area.
You can hit the Bourbon Trail then, man.
We are on the Bourbon Trail, actually.
Yeah, there you go.
We're right next to the Buffalo Trace Distillery.
Oh shit!
1 mile away.
The guy that shares warehouse space with me does barrels. That's where he gets a lot of them.
Buffalo Trace.
Yeah,
Mark Brown.
Yeah, the Maker's Mark Distillery is here. The
Woodford
Wild
is there.
Turkey, all of it. It's right here.
Yep. That's heaven.
Drive by every distillery almost every day on the way to work.
That's heaven for me. Well, it's in Kentucky, so it's not really heaven. I don't know.
It's not bad.
So my sister lived in Lexington for 2 years, 3 years. I'd go visit, and we'd do the Bourbon Trail when I'd go visit. And then I worked in alcohol, so I would go to I went to the Brown Foreman Cooperage, which was awesome. And then we went to Woodford while we were there, which was awesome. But I don't know, man. It just seems so small. Like there's not a lot. Like I feel like you get a lot. You could do everything in Kentucky in like a day.
So we do have my area covers Cynthiana, which is home of the Walking Dead, the creators of the Walking Dead. So it's pretty I don't know. It's very interesting. The random places around here. There's a giant sign that says home of the Walking Dead right outside the town.
I wonder if they I wonder what that Halloween has got to be. Did you go up there for Halloween?
Yeah, so pretty much. I guess
if it's not awesome, don't tell me, because in my mind I've built it up already.
So the basis of the comic book, I guess they base it on because there's a lot of meth up in Cynthiana, and that's why it's they called their comic book The Walking Dead.
Oh, it's all an allegory about meth. Oh, I get it. No.
I mean, it's pretty out there. There's lots of horse farms.
Yeah, what's that? You guys probably know the horse track that's out there, the big one near Lexington.
The Kentucky Derby?
Yeah, but what's the track?
I don't know what the name of the track is. Do you know the name of the track where they do the Kentucky Derby? Yeah, no.
I've driven by it a few times.
I also met, you guys probably have no idea who this is, but
if I don't know if this is related to horse racing, I'm probably not going to know who it is.
It's a guy that got YouTube famous probably back in 2007, but right when it came out. But his name's Amory King, and he does the
there you go.
The Chevy commercials and Ford commercials. I'll send you a link. That was a bust. Good talk, Coach. So
yeah, that one went off the wheels real fast.
Yeah, my brother was jealous I met him because he knows who he is. But
we're still talking about this, huh? Is that what we're doing?
Anyways,
we break chops here. That's what we do.
Anyways, so I think we have a rare opportunity to kind of get a look under the hood of a life in the life of a recruiter. So what? If you were talking to someone, if somebody wanted to become a recruiter, which I didn't know this, but there's what you do as a station commander, and then there's what the recruiters do who get the duty for 3 or 4 years. What does that position look like? What's the difference? And if somebody wants to make that decision, what would you recommend the path that they take?
I mean, so with recruiting, the 3-year assignments, right? You either volunteer, obviously, or you get DA selected. It's really different, wherever you go. But the biggest thing is if you have a positive attitude about it. I understand there's a lot of people, and I even see it in my station. It's, if you're GA selected and you originally were doing some sort of job and you were in a combat job and you really like doing it, and then you come to recruiting where you're just stuck at a desk almost. You kind of have to make the best of it and figure out what do you like about this? Because in reality, with recruiting, you can pretty much do whatever you want. The end goal is to get people in the Army. So if, you're doing something you don't have to sit at your desk all day. You can go out, you can do literally anything as long as you're going and talking to people. But if someone's going to convert, the biggest thing is just like understanding that, you know, everyone has their reasons for conversion. And everyone has their reasons of why they become, you know, a permanent recruiter. As far as like, I don't know, like you have to kind of make the decision. If you really like recruiting, if you really like changing people's lives, and I mean, and then it is kind of a change of people's lives, then, you know, you might like being a permanent recruiter. But if, you know, you really don't like the job, then do your 3 years. But at the end of the day, like the only way you're going to be successful in this is if you have a really good attitude about it and just kind of do what you need to do. But it is longer hours than normal people think.
So they in the Army, they
Except for the Marines.
yeah, I don't know what Marine yeah. So in the Army, there's you can either be assigned to it, but you can either volunteer to go be a recruiter, or what was the other option? Like they
You get
come,
selected.
the Army goes to you and goes,
The
hey
Army
man, you're gonna go
selected.
be a recruiter.
Yeah, you get DA selected. The Department of the Army selects you and puts you on orders, whether you like it or not.
Holy shit. Marine Corps doesn't do that. Marine Corps is
Well,
like,
it's the same.
no,
It's the same for
I don't want the shit bags going over there and be recruiting for us.
it's the same for instructors and drill sergeants as well.
Nope.
So it's a temporary duty thing where you go to the school, and then of course you can volunteer. I tried volunteering to be a drill sergeant coming back from Germany, and they said piss off for not taking male E5s right now. But then recruiting as well. But that's what I found intriguing about her and her position, because I'm like, man, she's been recruiting forever. And so I guess that's a thing. I had no idea that was a thing.
It's because she's the boss.
Yeah.
Well, I've only been recruiting for like 2 years.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like it's been longer, but I just saw your page pop up and I was like, all right, cool, recruiting. So I didn't realize it had been that short, but once I found out that you do it permanently, I was like, we got to talk to her.
So have you
I have questions?
So have you only done recruiting in Kentucky, or is it this a job that takes you all over the country?
No, so I'm kind of like I guess like a rare case. So most people, they do 3 years in recruiting and then they convert and become a station commander if they want to. I did an early conversion. I recruited in Chicago for 9 months, and at 10 months, I converted and became a station commander, and I took my first station in Chicago and did that for a year, and then I got PCS orders, and this is my second station, and I just got to Kentucky.
Will they ever let you choose like where you can go? Like if you put in enough time, can you be like, oh, you know what? I'll go recruit for the Army in Santa Monica, California. Miami.
You can, I mean, you know how like you can always like put in a request, but it doesn't mean that it's always going to get through, you know. Kind of have to be fluid as far as your availability for stuff.
So there's not like so now that you're
to
permanent, there's not like a line that you can cross. Like I've been recruited, you can't get to like 4 years of recruiting and be an all-star at it and then go and be like, hey man, let me go to New York or wherever and be a recruiter.
I mean, if you request New York, you're probably gonna get New York. But like it really depends, it's just like everything else. You can request things, but if there's no space or no slots there, then you're gonna go where the Army tells you.
Duly noted. Like, because in the Marines, when you have to re-enlist in order to go be a recruiter, and then you have to go to school, and then you go to that's a B billet. You do that for 3 years, but when you re-enlist and go into recruit and make your choice to go to be a recruiter, they let you choose. Like they're like, give us 3 options of where you want to go, and you'll get one of the 3.
I mean, that's kind of how it was too.
Okay.
So are you over one office, or in that radius, is there more than one office you're in charge of?
That's one office.
Has a lot of land to cover for one office. How many people work in an office?
I have 6 recruiters.
And you're covering, that's got to be a few 100 square miles at least.
It is.
Oh.
Oh, well, it's about an hour north and an hour south. So, everyone has their areas and their schools and their places.
That just seems like a lot of. Do you get like quotas that you have to meet or anything? Like you have to have X amount of people in a certain amount of time, or like sign on the dotted line, or
Yeah, I mean, there's a mission when we have to make our mission.
Does that ebb and flow, or is it pretty constant?
Depends on the month, but it's based off of the propensity within that area.
Like I know, like, because I had a buddy who re-enlisted into recruiter in the Marines, and he's like, when he re-enlisted, that was after Afghanistan. So Iraq had already died down, and pretty much Afghanistan was dying down. And then, yeah, because Osama was killed a few months later. And I remember talking to him, he was like, yeah, we don't do shit. Like there are days where I just don't even show up because we don't even have to get anybody to sign anymore. It's like we're trying to cut people out of the Marine Corps, so our quota is like really low.
Oh my goodness.
Well, I mean, you have to think the Marine Corps is a lot smaller than the Army, so their mission is definitely a lot smaller.
Yeah, that's true. Because you guys are like what, 500,000 people or something?
I have no idea.
Way
above my pay grade.
So what is your absolute most favorite thing about recruiting? What do you like to do the most?
I don't really know. I guess like the ability to, change people's lives for the better, I guess. Like the influence that you have in order to, help people out. Like I understand there's a lot of people that like join the Army because they don't like, they want adventure or they want something else, but ultimately you are kind of, influencing and changing their lives in a way that they never really thought about. Because joining the Army is like joining any military branch is like a huge, step, right? There's not that many people that are willing to do it and what comes with it. So just kind of like watching them, I guess, when they graduate basic training, it's like the ultimate, like, hey, like you did it kind of thing.
Nice. Do you talk to a lot of people that would never think about joining, and then eventually they're like, oh, this is actually something that I want to do?
Yeah, I mean, we do it all the time. I mean, there's definitely like a lot of people that we've talked to that like don't ever want to join the Army or don't want to join any branch or just are completely against the military. There's a lot of people that are like, I never really thought about this, and they have their own motivation and reason for joining. No one joins for the exact, same reason. So.
Have you ever run into anyone who's ever like you ever were like, you probably don't need to be in the Army. There's something seriously wrong with you.
I mean, people that don't fit medical standards. We don't.
No. I don't see it talking about like physically, like you're talking to someone, you're like, this person is psychotic. Like I'm talking to a future Jeffrey Dahmer or something. Have you ever run into that? Like just something in your head just clicks like, no. This person really should not go and learn how to shoot a weapon.
I feel like what you're talking about, like what she said,
no.
It's kind of like it's their job just to get them to MEPS, and then at MEPS they're like they do the psych eval.
No, I never got a psych eval.
I mean, there's definitely like so like there are medical and physical standards that they have to meet in order to even, join. So if like we talk to somebody and they don't fit the medical standards, then, we show them in black and white, hey, you're medically disqualified, or hey, you're disqualified because of this. So like someone who's in that boat, they're probably medically disqualified.
Okay. Very well. I just, yeah, because I guess I don't know if the Army gives you mental Marine Corps is like, do you want to be a Marine? All right, you're pretty psychotic. Let's go.
I remember when I went through MEPS, there was a long ass questionnaire, and it was funny because my recruiter at the time was like, look, just be honest. He goes, we know everybody smokes weed. So if you smoked weed and they asked you that question, like just put that. And I'm like, no, seriously, I don't smoke weed. And he's like, yeah, but we know everybody does. And I'm like, seriously, I've never smoked weed. He's like, look, just be honest. On the questionnaire, just be honest. And I'm like, all right, man.
My recruiter was like, yeah, when was the last time you smoked weed? I was told him, he's like, yeah, I can't talk to you for another 22 days. I was like, okay.
So what is your least favorite part about recruiting?
I don't really think I have a least favorite part. Like, I really do like my job.
Okay, but there's got to be like the paperwork where you don't get to talk to people, or maybe I'm spitballing here.
I don't know, man. I
No,
don't know where
mean,
you're
like,
going with this.
legitimately, I really love everything about my job.
Yeah,
Like,
stop
there's
trying to
really
make her
nothing that I
say
don't
something
like.
she doesn't like her job, man.
I'm not saying that she doesn't like her job. She wouldn't do it if she didn't like it, but I feel like there's one small aspect of everything. Like that's one thing I hated about being an MP is the paperwork. It's like you go out and you get that 5-minute fun busting somebody, or in Iraq we get into a firefight and then you get back and you got to fill out all the paperwork. I hated that part. I just don't like paperwork though.
Hadn't never, yeah, no.
That's just me. We got
No, there's really nothing. I get to wake up, I get to do like I either go to the gym, and then I come into work and then we do work and then I leave. I don't really know. Like, there's really nothing. Like, you kind of get to do your own thing, which is what I actually really like about it.
independence.
The freedom.
Yeah. I want to stand outside in the cold when it's like for PT formation. It's probably my favorite part.
So you guys not do like group PT
day.
as a recruiter, or is it all individual?
You do it on your own. Like, these are, your NCOs, your non-commissioned officers are grown men and women. You treat them like adults. They are adults.
That's pretty fucking awesome.
So
they do what they need to do. They come to work.
So with you having 6 recruiters that work in the office, is most of what you do talking to the public to help recruit, or do you manage them, or is it like a balance?
It's kind of a balance. It's more so prospecting and processing. My job is to push the production, and their job is to get people in. But I also do like everything else, because if they're going to do something, I'm going to do it with them.
So if obviously you have the different types there that you talked about, where maybe they don't absolutely love it, and then you have the ones that do, what would be your like if you have someone that's not putting up the numbers that are needed to meet the mission, like what are some things that you do to help facilitate better numbers?
Like, as far as with that person, I guess you kind of just figure out what's holding them back and what the issue is. And if it's training, then you train them. If they're not confident going out and talking to people, then you go out with them. Just like you would in any other job. You want to make sure that you make your mission, and you motivate everyone around you in order to at least like what they're doing, or try to like what they're doing, or give them incentives. Like, if they are making mission, or if they are doing well, then give them those incentives. Like, hey, you'll have a 3-day, or hey, you'll have a 4-day if you do this.
I feel like recruiting is very similar to sales. Law of averages.
It's definitely like sales. Yeah.
But if you got to put in 10 people, then you just got to talk to more people, because you're going to find more candidates that way. What do you do on your off time for fun? like with or without the 6-year-old?
Go to the gym. Pretty much it.
It's gym and work and home. That's pretty much your life.
That definitely is my life. Gym,
There you
work,
go.
home.
That works out.
You gonna have a little mini me there? She gonna grow up and go to the gym like you?
She goes to the gym with me.
Oh shit!
At 6?
Yeah, I mean, where else is she gonna go?
What's she?
That's a
bench?
good point. I have no idea. I guess they have daycares at gyms now. I'm assuming she's not like tagging along, getting on the elliptical, or jumping on.
No,
a
she's
bench
tagging
press with
along
it.
and getting on, like, she's tagging along and either sitting next to me while I lift, or she's like lifting with me.
Really? Cool.
I mean, the gym I go to doesn't have a daycare or anything, so.
Okay.
And she's also like about to be 6. She's in 1st grade, so. On the weekend, she comes to the gym with me. During the week, I obviously take her to school before.
Right.
Gym.
She enjoy going to the gym with you?
Yeah, I mean, she has a tablet and a phone, and she just watches that or plays.
I forget kids have that access now. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, what would I do if I got dragged to the gym at 6 years old? And I'm like, I didn't have a tablet back then, so I don't know what I would do.
Yeah,
I forget kids have that stuff now.
that's crazy. So gym and work and 6-year-old. Sounds like you got it. You got it made.
Yeah, it's fun.
So how long until retirement?
9 years if I want to do 20.
You don't sound
And,
sold on 20. You sound like you want to go further than that.
I want to do 30.
Oh shit!
Wow. Go get her.
Sergeant Major of the Army right here.
Sorry, that's what it sounds like.
Like
Shit.
the ultimate goal. I just don't think it's gonna happen, but I can
Hey,
try.
Not with that negative attitude, it's not.
Hey.
Well, you got, so you want to do 30.
Sergeant Major of the Army as a 79 Romeo. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it could happen, I guess, couldn't it?
I think so.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's possible. Everything's possible.
Yeah. It's not impossible. I mean, that'd be awesome.
Highly unlikely, but not impossible.
But not impossible. I wasn't going to say the unlikely part because I'm not here to rain on anybody's parade except for yours.
Highly unlikely. Maybe USREC Sergeant Major. I could definitely make that happen.
I feel like, Sergeant Major of the Army, even USREC Sergeant Major is starts to get political.
But still a good goal to have.
Yeah. Keep aiming for that Sergeant Major of the Army. That'd be cool.
Being the Sergeant Major of the Army?
Yeah.
I can't imagine that being. I would hate it personally. That's not me.
Well, it'd be cool for me because I know her.
Oh. Like if it were me and my choice, I'd be like, no, I'm good.
Yeah.
That'd be fine.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you coming on. Our goal is obviously to provide insight for those either wanting to join or people getting out. So I think you've given us a decent look under the hood, so to speak. I told Ricky, and one of the ideas behind this show is to be able to provide value. So obviously I know you. If I know anyone that wants to enlist in the Army, I can connect you guys. But is there anything that we haven't talked about or that I haven't thought about that you need or that would help you out that maybe we could do for you?
No, I mean, like as far as my job, it's just put people in the Army, like even if people got out and want to come back in, we can do it. Just one thing that like a lot of people don't know because they get discouraged because they got like an RE3 or a bad conduct discharge or well, RE3 bad conduct discharges we can't put back in, but like RE3s where it's like there's a chance, we can still do it too. So a lot of people don't want, put a lot of fires Marines in.
Oh yeah, that's probably
Yeah,
true.
that's a thing.
That is a thing. I knew a few guys that my seniors that re-enlisted into the army. They wanted to go into the range. They went Rangers though, or tried to
Yeah.
go Rangers.
Yeah.
What? How long does someone like? Is there a time limit? So like, I'm guessing if you get out at, you join at 18, you do, let's call it 5 years, get out. Can you come back at like 27?
You can come in regardless of your age, if you're prior service, depending on what your true age is. So like, let's say you're 39 years old, right? But you served 10 years in the Army, Marine Corps, Air Force, whatever branch, but you served 10 years somewhere else, active duty. So then it takes your age back 10 years, meaning that you're now, 29. So you're perfectly fine as long as you can retire before hit 62. There was like a guy who came
That is
back
so.
at like 60 and he finished out his last 2 years.
So you mean to tell me I could go, because I've been out for 12 years, 11 years. And I could come into the army right now and be like, I want to enlist in the army.
Yep.
And you guys be like, all right, let's do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds exhausting.
And if it's not a 10-year break in service, you don't have to go through basic training. So.
Oh, well, I definitely have a 10-year break in service.
Yeah, so you have to go through basic training.
I thought it was 3 years. I had tried to get back in for 3 years. They said after 3, you have to go back through basic.
A rumor I was always told, and I don't know if this is true, so a lot of people said when I had to go to a prior service recruiter when I was going through my checking out process, they told me like, you can join another branch since you're a Marine, you can join another branch. You don't have to go to their boot camp, and B, you get an automatic promotion to the next rank. Is that a true thing?
No.
Probably no. Okay. So as Marine recruiters lie to you all the time.
We all know that recruiters don't lie, but we all sometimes feel like they do.
No, I know. No, that was the kind of the thing that they were telling people back then. They were like,
things change, but now
yeah, I mean,
you don't get auto promoted.
So if you get out as the Marine Corps as an E3, you don't automatically pick up E4 if you enlist into the Army.
No, unless you have all the courses and you were previously promoted in the IRR. There's a lot of different factors that come into it. Yeah, I mean, let's say you got out as an E5 from the Marine Corps and you were complete with all of your, you have all of your fit reps and you have all of your, stuff from the Marine Corps from when you went to school. And so you have the corporal's course and everything else. Then you would come in as an E5 in the Army, but it also depends on when you got out as well and how long of a break in service it is and if you have all your documents. So there's a lot of different factors involved, and you would have to do a grade determination in order to make sure that you are the grade that you've been trained to be. You do a little refresher course as far as the differences between the Army and Marine Corps, but that's about it. It kind of really just depends on the branch.
Wow, I would feel like that the difference between the Marine Corps and anything would be really different. Marine Corps is a unique place.
That's one way of putting it.
It's very unique.
Do you work beside other recruiters like Air Force, Marines, Navy?
So we have a Marine recruiter right next door. And then when I was in Chicago, we had a Navy recruiter.
Do y'all I gotta ask this. Are there a lot of office pranks that are happening?
No, I mean, we get along. At the end of the day, we're all kind of doing the exact same job.
Right. I get that, we all get along with each other, but I mean, there's also always that the poking the bear kind of thing from the other side of the fence.
In the Army at Fort Hood one time, I was supervising extra duty and we suspended everything on my platoon sergeant's desk from his desk because he would always say nothing on my desk and he would keep it very clean and organized. So we literally, his laptop, mouse pad, mouse, pen, paper, everything that was on his desk, we took the strings inside the 550 cord and we suspended it from the ceiling. So there was nothing actually touching his desk.
Nice.
And he came in and took a picture and sent it to me and said, I'm not even mad.
Yeah, see, y'all need to be doing prank. I feel like that would be something that happens all the time is pranks.
So if you want one, there's a Marine in California that runs a company called Crayons Ready to Eat. And they are crayons that you can color with and also eat because they're made out of chocolate. So
Nice.
you can order some of those and leave them on his desk.
I'll just order a whole bunch and send them via donation from you to the Marine office, and just that's how we get the prank war going.
Nice.
That'd be fun.
Fun, though.
Do y'all do any like inter service like activities or anything like games?
Yeah, we just
like,
had a future soldier training, and we did a race between the Marine poolies or whatever they're called, and our future soldiers.
Poolies, yeah, we call them poolies. That's you got to earn the title of being a Marine. You don't get to be called a Marine recruit. You called a poolie because you're in the
Yeah,
pool.
they like race, so it was pretty fun. They liked it. They all thought it was pretty cool.
Do y'all do so when I was in the I don't even know what the program was, MET program, where you're wait from the time you enlist to the time you go off. I don't know what that program's called.
Oh, the depth.
That's it. That's how long it's been. I don't even remember that. But they would have us go and do y'all do stuff like that? Like, so we used to have to like meet and go, like they had us run like a makeshift like endurance course outside in the woods of the mountains of North Carolina. They're like, hey, come Saturday morning since you've already enlisted, and we're gonna go like do this thing. And we'd had to usually do it like once a month or once a week or something.
Yeah, once a week we have future soldier training. It's fun. They all like gather around. We do like some sort of workouts and stuff together.
You're not trying to like test to see how well they'll do. You're just doing like fun get together company picnic type things.
No, we work out. We work out with them. So like we last week 2 weeks ago we did like a ruck. So we took them out into the woods and walked around with like weights on their back. And then the previous week we did like a competition with the Marine Corps poolies and kind of just like did a whole bunch of random exercises. And then last week we did like a workout thing where they were trying to kind of compete against each other.
I didn't know if that was only a Marine thing or a service-wide thing.
I don't know about every other branch, but I know like we do it. I know the Marines do it every week as well, like because we've seen them there. They do it the exact same time, exact same day as us.
Nice. Yeah, I remember we had to do that. I mean, but I was only in it for like 3 weeks, and I was going to boot camp.
Yeah, I was in delayed entry program for about 2 days. But
I was in there for 9 months.
Oh shit.
Oh wow, really? 9 months.
I was going to college and I was graduating. So I wasn't leaving until I graduated.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's a whole nother story. I was like, I got to get the fuck out of here before shit goes down. How quickly can I leave? I want to be in the infantry. Let's go.
So obviously back in the 90s, they used to do, go to war, go to jail. But what are some things? Yeah, I had a squad leader down at Fort Hood. He got arrested for trafficking drugs across the border. And the judge said, all right, you can join the Army or you can go to jail. And he was like, I'll go to the Army. And now he's retired, has 2 kids, lives in Texas. Pretty crazy, but they don't do that anymore.
I heard plenty of stories of them doing that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I knew like I always heard friends of friends. Like I knew a guy who enlisted because he was given the choice of jail or service.
Yep.
and the guy chose service. That doesn't have. That's really not a thing.
Not anymore.
No, 100% no.
It used to happen all the time.
I'm sure.
I know plenty of them when I was down at Fort Polk, 2006. They were like, yeah, I went to get my sentencing, and they were like, here are your options. I'm going to join the Army because I don't want to go to jail. What are some things that used to be like you used to be able to enlist if you had a record, but now you can't?
You can join if you have a record.
Like DWI.
Yeah.
Oh shit. I didn't know that.
Yeah, military take any. They used to have so one of the popular phrases when I was in, when there was Iraq and Afghanistan was going on, it was like, there's a waiver for that.
There's
Like,
a waiver. There's a waiver for everything. Almost.
There's a waiver for everything. I went in with a Grateful Dead tattoo and a picture of Jerry Garcia on my arm. Like, they're like, there's a waiver for that. It's like, okay.
So we allow neck and hand tattoos now that are waiverable.
Nice.
That's crazy.
So we also are now do DAT waivers. So if they failed the drug test at MEPS for marijuana, then we can put them back in.
Wow. There was a way. I know a guy. I did specifically know a guy who had a conviction of a felony weapons conviction on his record, and he still was able to join the Marine Corps.
It depends.
Yeah.
On the felony.
Huh?
It depends on the felony.
Yeah. He said he had a criminal conviction of the felony weapons charge. He just had possession of a illegal weapon or something.
So you said if they fail the drug test for marijuana, so if they fail it for something else, they can't?
It's possible.
Anything. There's a waiver for it.
There's a waiver for that.
There's a waiver for that.
That's my new phrase.
Yeah.
There's a waiver for that.
I think everything is a degree of, I mean, to a certain extent. I mean, if you come in and you're, high on meth, pretty sure there's going to be like, we can't let you go.
Yeah.
Well, it also depends like how long ago, like let's say somebody, had a possession of, I don't know, cocaine charge from like 10 years ago, when they were 18, now they're 28. And that's the only thing they've had on the record, it's kind of like the totality of the person is what they look at. Like, have you done other things in order to pretty much like change your life? Like it's more of a merit base.
Somebody who's getting the same thing repeatedly is probably going to look a lot worse than somebody who did it one time.
Yeah.
Now this is going to sound like a stupid question, and it's coming from me, so bear in mind. Do you get a lot of people who come in as like, oh, I'm wicked good at Call of Duty, man, I want to join? Do you get a lot of that? You rolled your eyes.
No,
so I'm going to go ahead and say yes.
I wish I had that. No,
you don't get that. I feel like kids would be doing that all the time. Like, man,
we have
an
entire esports team. Like that's like their entire job. They like compete in video games for the Army.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it's called the esports team.
Wait. I just want to make sure I'm hearing this correctly. I can enlist in the United States Army to try and join a video game team.
Yes, you can. You have to enlist in a different job, but you can try out. If you're really good, then you can potentially be selected to be on the esports team and you can play video games for the Army. We have a fitness team that you can like do CrossFit for the Army, or you can do strongman or strongwoman for the Army. There's like a fishing team. There's like an outdoor team of like these guys that like go out there and just fish or shoot.
Well, I knew like there were different teams. Like I knew there was like, so the Marine Corps had like a football team. They had the boxing guys. They had a basketball team that you could again try out for. but like a video game team, that's new.
You heard it here
Nice.
first, folks.
2021.
I know, that's just so weird though. I still can't get over that.
I mean, I was in Iraq I went through basic with her, a girl that was on the all Army volleyball team.
Yeah, I don't, but it's video games, man. Like at least volleyball, hunting, fishing, sport, you're active, you're out, you're doing stuff. Like video games, I feel like you're just like, what are waking those guys up and the girls up? Like, hey, it's time to go PT. Are they like, oh God?
I mean, it's 2021. Like, you got to think, like, video games are part of a lot of people's lives. Like,
I get it. I get it. I just can't believe it.
I guess I'm curious because you would think that the Army would do stuff that serves a purpose, and
it's a recruiting tool. I'm guessing. The EA
it
games,
is a recruiting tool, but they also do compete like on a national level.
holy crap!
that would be embarrassing if you went to compete in video games and you lost to somebody that plays for the Army.
I feel like they have an unnatural edge on any first-person tactical game. I feel like if you're like, all right, we're going to play this like 50 on 50 battlefield game with these bunch of teenagers over here, I feel like there's an unfair tactical advantage from the Army team, or in that case, the Marine Corps team, or they're like, all right, we got this.
Well, I don't want to take up too much of your time, but I appreciate you coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we'll send the plethora of people we have trying to join the Army your way.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
No, we got a little bit of an audience. I don't know if it's so much candidates as it is veterans, but there was a guy in a Facebook group the other day asking questions, looking to talk to a recruiter, and I dropped your name. So
Cool.
we definitely know how to get in touch with you.
Yeah.
Well,
Appreciate
thanks.
it.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming
Celebrate
on.
My daughter's birthday party here soon.
Yeah.
There you go.
Let
Give
us
her a
know how
$200
that.
house.
Oh Lord.
That's a lot. I mean, I go get some wood and build it for you.
It
Cost
has
you
lights
20
and sounds. It's pretty cool.
I can't do all that. I can build the actual structure. Here's some walls. There you go.
It's pretty
Well,
cool.
thanks.
I don't know. It has lights and sounds. I don't know. It has a pool.
There you go.
An
Well,
elevator.
every dollhouse needs a pool, man. Every dollhouse. Every
She-
dollhouse needs
She
a pool.
bought it.
And
for
a
her
working
daughter, 'cause she
elevator.
wanted it.
Don't forget a working elevator.
Oh my God. It sounds like the one I put together for my niece for Christmas last year. That thing was obnoxious. First of all, it was obnoxiously huge. And secondly, it was impossible to put together. Like my sister's sitting there trying to put it together. I'm looking at the directions. I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. Made no
Is it
sense.
like a 3 foot tall, like huge dollhouse?
Yeah, it's like, yeah, it was taller
the
than
same
my
one.
niece. Yeah, it's huge. Yeah, have fun putting that thing together. That was a pain. Of course, it didn't help that we were up all night because it was Christmas Eve when we put this together after the kids had gone to bed. And we may or may not have been drinking. I may or may not been half a bottle deep into bourbon at that point.
Well, I appreciate you coming on here. Thanks for being a part of this.
Thank you.
Yeah.
No, it was a pleasure having you.
It won't let me leave.
Try harder.
This is the Veteran Talk Show. If you or someone you love is suffering as a victim of sexual harassment, sexual assault, needs help with addiction and recovery, or mental health and well-being, then please go to veterantalkshow.com/resources. This show is hosted, produced, and edited by Ryan Smelt. Our co-host is Joe Ballack, and a guest starring veterans.